Hello, my name is Dean Regas. I'm the astronomer and education director at the Cincinnati Observatory, and very excited to introduce a new telescope loan program. You can now check out a telescope from select branch libraries just like you check out a library book. So this is the type of telescope you can check out from select branch libraries. It's called a Orion StarBlast 4.5, and it is a pretty cool scope to get started with. Super portable. Move it around pretty easily. Easy to move and point at different objects in the sky. You just go left, right, up, and down. And it's got a pretty good size to it. So you could see things like craters on the moon, Jupiter and Jupiter's moons, and even the rings of Saturn with it. So when you get the telescope out of the box, then you can kind of see how it moves. Give it a little test to see how you can move it left, right, up, and down. It has some covers on it, so we'll take the cover off here. This is the cover for the big mirror that's down in the bottom. So you've got a 4.5-inch diameter mirror at the bottom that you aim this up. The light comes in through the tube, bounces off the mirror, bounces off another mirror, and comes out the side here. So I'll take the cap off of this also. And so this is where you'd actually put your eye. But you can't just look straight through like this. You need to have some way to magnify the image. And so you'll get two eyepieces that come with your telescope. One of them that looks like this. This is a 17mm eyepiece, and it has a pretty big opening to it. And so this is one you want to start off with. So get your 17mm eyepiece and gently put it into the eyepiece holder here. And then tighten the screws up just a little bit, just to finger tight, and then you have it in the right spot. And then that's where you put your eye to look. So this is your low power eyepiece. This is one you want to start with. So you always want to start with the 17mm, but you got another one here that's a 6mm eyepiece. And this has a much smaller opening to it. So you can't quite see as much with this eyepiece, but it'll magnify things a lot better. So the rule of thumb is find it with this eyepiece first, and then once it's centered, you can switch this one out, move the other one in, just like that, and now you have the high power eyepiece. Now, finding an object with the telescope is a little tricky. This is where you're going to have to learn a little bit on this. And so you can move the telescope left and right and move it up and down to aim it at the object. So what I usually do is I say, okay, I'm going to look at the moon or a star. I see the moon or star up there in the sky, and I aim the telescope up, and you can actually get your cheek right down to it and kind of aim up it. That's the best way to get in the general location. But this telescope has this little thing here on the side. This is the finder telescope, and when you turn that on, a little red dot will appear in the screen here. So once you're pointed at your object, you're getting close, you can look through that, you turn on the little red dot, and you put the red dot on the star or planet or whatever you're looking at. Once the red dot is on it, then you'll be able to see it nice and big in the telescope. So that's the basic way to do it, is to kind of aim up there, find it in the finder scope, put the dot on your object, and then you'll be able to look and see it. In addition to this great telescope, you'll get some accessories that come with it. Number one, you'll get a star chart that'll tell you where you can find stars and constellations and some cool objects to point your telescope at. Plus, you'll get two of my books that I've written. One of them is called 100 Things to See in the Night Sky, which will give you lots of great things that you can use the telescope to find, as well as my other book, Facts from Space, so you can learn a new fact every day about the things that you're looking at. So when you're done viewing for the night, you have to put the telescope to bed and put all the caps on. So first, gently take out the eyepiece and put it back into its box with the covers on it. Then make sure to replace the eyepiece cover before the night's out. Put that back into place, and the big cover on the top of the telescope. Now, one of the things that people forget about is the finder scope. It is battery operated, so absolutely positively remember to turn it off and double check that the light is off before the night is over. It's just to save your battery. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you make use of this great program to use these telescopes. Check them out from your local libraries and watch the sky up there for some really cool, amazing things.